Hello everyone, John Runner 88 here with another Star Wars figures review. We got 3 of them here. 2 I am excited about. 1, probably going to sell them. But I am super pumped about this set here, so let's get into it. Let's start off with, let's go with the dud for me to begin with. We'll move you 2 out of the way. And we got Vader here. Darth Vader redeemed. And, overall he looks cool. I don't have much use for him, I think. And it's really just because of, like, the helmet. Like, I just don't... It's a scene-specific figure. I really like the electrical effects that they've got on him. Those are really cool. Oh, there's actually 2 separate pieces here. So we've got this piece, then this piece, and, yeah. Looks good. He's got his... He does come with his hand, with his other gauntlet, and this just pops off, and you can slide this cover goes over, and then the hand just pops into that. And he comes with his lit lightsaber, and he comes with his unlit saber hilt. Yeah, I've got the Dark Times Vader from the Kenobi series, and, that one it's a great figure. I just don't have much desire for this Vader, aside from, like, the electrical effects and stuff, but, if I'm going to be selling them off, I'm not just going to keep some of the accessories. That's kind of rude, but other than that, he's fantastic. I do like I prefer this style of the shoulder pad. I think one of the Kenobi ones had it like an upper arm with it molded on it, and I prefer when it's like the full piece that's just like rubber and kind of moves out of the way, because that's just more accurate to the design in the movie. And in the movies and media, it hinders his movement, just like not being able to move his arms up as much, and I just think it's just a cleaner look when it's just nice and it just goes all the way across, isn't broken up by any kind of padding. But it does have like a skull in there, you can kind of see it, so it's a cool effect that they did. And you can like pop the head off, and it's like molded like all the way down into the like neck joint and everything. So it's definitely a cool effect. There's a whole skull in there, which is neat. But like I said, don't really have much need for this Vader, because he's scene specific. It's just, I'm sure he's been electrocuted before, but for what I do with my figures and stuff and how I play, just not much need for him. So maybe he'll go off to another home. We'll see. But let's move on to, let's go to Clone Wars Anakin. So now when they revealed this 3-pack, because I had passed on Anakin, because this Clone Wars Anakin in the main line, because he didn't have his scar. This one has his scar, and thankfully all mine came in with, pretty good printing on their eyes. He does seem like he's got a little eyeliner on, though, but it just means they'll show up better from far away. One thing I was iffy about with this release is they did when Hasbro did like the reveal for it, they mentioned that the cape was like able to clip on and off, and I was like, what does that mean? Because they didn't show it, but they explained it, or they said that it could come on and off. And I was like, because I don't want to get the main release because it's missing the scar, but I also don't want one with the cape permanently on. So what they did here, and they actually did this with, at least the only figure I'm aware of, is the Retro Collection Armorer. Her soft goods furs were actually held on with these little bungee straps here, so you can just you can tuck them in there and they're hidden pretty good. And you can actually, like, because of that, you can, like, because the cape would, like, honestly be, like, coming out of here, most likely, like, the bottom of his armor there, so you can actually, like, have the cape, like, sitting down a little lower, which is nice. But you can also just slip it right off, just like a little backpack. And get that down there. Slip that off. Because I don't believe he had it in the series at all, but I think in the Ahsoka show, in the flashbacks, like World Between World bits, he did have this to kind of make it a more dramatic change when he, like, did his little transform into suited Vader. Yeah, I'm really happy I finally got this guy, because I got tons of clones, and he'll look great with them. He's got comes with his lit saber and unlit saber that pegs into his belt here. And yeah, he's just looking great. I think the hair, I might do a little bit of a wash to it, just darken it up a little bit. I do enjoy that the arm piece, the armor here is molded onto the arm, and it, like, tucks under when you're articulating. I do like the kind of, like, rubber rings they've been doing with, like, the armor attached to it. It's like they work fine, but I don't know how well those are going to hold up over time, and I don't always, like, you can't really, like, keep a figure in a pose for too long, or else, like, the rubber might get flexed for too long, and, you know, be hard to go back into its neutral position. But yeah, the only thing I would maybe say is, like, the armor is, like, very kind of flush with the body, and it would have been nice if it kind of, like, came out a little bit more, just to give it a little more definition. But, you know, that's a minor gripe. He's got the soft goods on the bottom. I do enjoy soft goods on the bottom. My only issue with soft goods, we'll get into it with the other Anakin over here, is when they, you know, when they kind of, like, do a mixed media approach, and it doesn't always, it's kind of like a slit on one side and not on the other. But that's covered up by these bits here. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have wanted this to be all rubber, because then it wouldn't get out of the way very, like, when it does, like, get out of the way, it just kind of, like, sticks out too much. So I do like this approach here with this, with the soft goods here. And I know on the Black Series one, they did soft goods for the blue part on top, and it goes all the way down. And with that, it kind of doesn't sit very well on that figure, so I'm happy with how they went along with this figure. I think he looks pretty good. And he's got his Jedi sigil there. Belt kind of floats around a little bit, but it's not, like, anything terrible. Yeah, and he's got the new ball joint hips. They do have the same legs, I'm pretty sure. They definitely have the same upper legs, the thighs. I'm pretty sure the boots are the same, so put him off to the side for now. And we'll go on to Darth Vader. So we got this kind of, like, Ahsoka World Between World flashback, you know, Darth Vader Anakin with the red saber. So we do have this unique saber to him, where it is his Jedi lightsaber with the red blade. And he does come with his unlit hilt as well, which is awesome. And one awesome little perk to this figure is he comes with an open force hand, and you can use that on a bunch of different figures. I put it on Farm Boy Luke earlier, and it popped in just fine. So, and it does have the it's got the up and down hinge, which is appropriate for a force hand. But yeah, this is just a nice kind of, like, you know, it's not so much relaxed, but just a way to change up the look of some figures. You could have it, like, grabbing something, putting a hand out for something. So, just an awesome little accessory they included, and they didn't have to do that. They just, same with this Anakin, they didn't have to give him this cape, what they did, and that cape could easily be used on like another figure, surely. I could pop him on this Anakin here if I wanted, and give him a cape. It wouldn't make much sense given his outfit's design, but we've got his, robot glove here, robot arm glove, which is different from this one, which was surprising. I figured they'd probably just use the same exact arm, but nope, they changed it up, which is good. Yeah, the legs definitely look the same as far as the boots and everything. Yeah, my one thing with him is the, well, first off, hair is way too light. I'm definitely going to probably add a wash to that. His eyes, they look good, but I think they are printed a little too high. You can kind of, see it more so like on the side. I think but the kind of like darkness that they have around his eyes kind of mask that it is kind of like printed a little too high, but I think the likeness is pretty good. Definitely from some angles rather than others. And got the scar, of course. Their heads are... This one looks a little like thicker. I'm not exactly sure why they didn't just like use the same head. I don't know, but definitely not like that head on this. But you can actually swap the heads. I did try it. I did see somebody online do that as well. So you can swap the heads. So if you wanted a more neutral looking Anakin, the hair is not exactly correct. Like it's not as long, but this could definitely be like, if you put that head on this body, it could be like a later Clone Wars season Anakin, where his hair is not quite this long. But he's got yeah, looks good. He's got the soft goods on the bottom, and my one thing about when they do soft goods like this, where they got on this one it's different because they've got like kind of a big area with the blue, but here we've got these little black bits, and I think it works a little bit better when you've got like the tabards here, and you keep these like rubber, but then under here, where you've actually got like the material getting out of the way for articulation, because the tabards just kind of stay in the middle for the most part. And I do have like an older Darth Vader figure, don't know what year it's from, but it was one of the like later releases, which he is articulated fairly well, and he kind of like got me back into collecting actually because of how good he was. But I think, these ones look pretty good. They like match pretty well. They do have like kind of like a sheen to them to match this a little bit better. It is definitely not make or break. I think they look just fine, but I think it overall to like just kind of make the figure flow a little bit better. It does help when you've got kind of like the mixed media to help like blend and make the figure a little more cohesive overall. Yeah, he's a great figure. Very happy I got this set. Been needing an updated Anakin, and here I go. I got technically 3 of them. Very excited to use this Clone Wars Anakin in some pictures though, because definitely have. I've got Rex. I've got plenty of 501st clone troopers. So. Definitely a lot of action to be had with that figure. And I think that's going to about do for this, though. Did you pick up this set? Definitely, pretty good deal overall, getting 3 figures and a lot of extra accessories to kind of, like I said, like this blurriness is awesome, right? Like I said, this cape, really awesome, can be used with probably... any other figure you want, just the way it attaches, it just loops on. And this force hand, definitely able to be used with plenty of figures. As long as the skin tone matches up, which, it'll work with quite a few figures, and it might not look quite as good with a female figure, but, as long as you don't have their other hand in frame, it might work. We'll see. But, yeah, I think that's going to about do it for this. The like Anakin 3-pack special figure set, whatever they call it. I'd show you the package, but I had to rip it all apart to get these 3 figures out. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Go follow me over on Instagram as well. I'm JohnRunner88 over there as well. And that's gonna about do it for this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye, guys.